Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to install Google Analytics on your blog/website so you can see how many people are coming to your site every day and a lot more data. So we're going to do this using a plugin called Monster Insights. The reason we're going to use that plugin is because, well, a couple of reasons. A, it's super easy to set up, and then B, you get added stuff so you'll be able to see what links are getting clicked out to your website, etc. It's just super easy to use. So if you followed the other videos that I've done in this series, you should have already installed Google Analytics by Monster Insights into your plugins. If you haven't, just go and do that now. Type Monster Insights WordPress plugin, install that plugin, and then you should see it here. So once that's done, you can leave this for now, but we're going to come back to it later. So what I want you to do is type Google Analytics into Google, and I want you to head there. So again, we're setting this up because it is the best and the only tool you should be using to track your site visits, your page views, etc., etc. So because I already have an account with Google Analytics, you can see that it's already opened. This is actually Adventure News data. So you can see that right now there's 40 people on our website in real time. You can see where they're coming from, and you'll be able to play around with these, but you'll essentially be able to see how much traffic you get in the month and how many people have visited your website. And so this is how much traffic we've had in the last 5 days, I believe, or just over 5 days, so about 100,000 people. So you'll get all this data too once we configure this. So if it's because you probably don't have a Google Analytics account, it's going to ask you to create one. So you should be seeing this. I'm just going to go and create one. So if you already have one, follow me. Just click admin, click account, click create new account. But if you're new to Google Analytics, it's going to ask you to sign into your Gmail account, and then you're going to be prompted to create a new account, which is what we're going to do here. So again, I'm going to create this one using my test site, Nomad Hustle. You can go ahead and put your website details in here. You're going to want to get the URL. So my URL is this. I'm going to copy that here. As you can see, it's put the HTTP in. You can go ahead and take that off because Google already puts that here. If you have your security certificate, you can go ahead and click this one. I'm again going to assume that most of you just getting started won't, so just leave that HTTP. Once you've done that, you can pick your industry. The reason you're doing this is so that Google can compare you to other people in your industry, and it'll show you benchmarks and show you the sort of traffic that they're getting or an average, so you can compare. So you can go ahead and look at which one you fall in. Might be hobbies, might be travel, for example, that's down here. For the purpose of this one, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go and pick, I'll go and pick jobs and education because it's going to be more of an education site. And then you can decide what time zone you want to pick. For this one, I actually want it to be in the UK because this is going to be my target audience. And then here, I would leave all of these ticked. It just provides you with extra data later on. So once you've done that, go ahead and click Get Tracking ID. And then it's going to bring up the terms and service for the place that you're in. Go ahead, click I accept. Then once you've done that, you're going to be presented with all this code. So don't worry, don't get scared. This is just, just the way, just all the code that comes up. This here is your tracking ID. This is essentially your ID that Google is going to put across your website and use to track. But again, don't worry about all of this. The reason we're using Monster Insights is so really you don't have to think about all of this at the start. Later on, you might want to take the plugin off and put it in yourself and configure some stuff. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and use Monster Insights. So once you have your tracking ID, you've done step one, you've created a Google Analytics account. Now it's adding it to your blog. So jump back here to plugins, and I want you to go and activate your Monster Insights. So let's click activate, give it a couple of seconds. As soon as you activate, you're going to see, please configure your Google Analytics settings in the top. If you don't worry, just go ahead and click Insights down here. So I'll go ahead and click Insights just to demonstrate. Once you've done this, it's going to then say, please authenticate with Google Analytics. This is essentially connecting the plugin with your Google Analytics. So go ahead, go to settings again, click authenticate with your Google account. And then it's a really simple process to do it, Monster Insights. You just click next. You're going to click to get Google code. It's going to forward you to your account. So sign in to the account, your Gmail account where you've just created that Google Analytics account. So for me, it's under my Adventure in You account. It's going to say yes, it's yes. You're going to want to click allow. So it's going to then give you a code. You're going to want to copy this code. You're going to want to paste that code here. Go ahead and click next. And then it's going to ask you to pick what profile. So with you should only have, you probably will only have one. As you can see, I have multiple sites underneath my account, which is why you can see Adventure in You, our travel app, Get Stoked, our other website. So I'm going to go ahead and tell Monster Insights that actually this site is Nomad Hustle. So you're going to pick this one or whatever one you've put in, which again, if you go back, see this tracking code here? This is essentially what you're doing. You're telling Monster Insights it's this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that. And then I'm going to click next. And that's it. You're all done. You're all set. Click close. You should see profile live. It's active. Now what you can do is go back to your Google Analytics account. You can click your home icon here if you want. I would go ahead and so now this is your home of the one you've just installed. You can go ahead and click real-time report. And then I'm not sure, you might have some people on it. Right now I don't have anyone on that site. And you can test it, you can go on it yourself and see if one person gets added to it. Now, bearing in mind, if you go to it yourself, it's not going to show that there is one. The reason it's not going to show that is because you're the admin of that website. You don't essentially want to track your own data. But as you can see, there's someone on my site. There's one. But again, yeah, you can go and test that, and that should be working. And now that shows you how many people are on there on your site. And then if you go to behavior and click overview, this is something that you'll probably do quite a bit. You can then change the dates up here. So for January, obviously you won't be able to see the past data, but in the future now, the next week, you're going to be able to see this year. This will tell you how many page views you got, how many unique page views, the time people spend on your website, etc., etc., etc. And then you can play around with all the different options here. It's pretty amazing the amount of data here. You can see where they come from, etc., etc. Okay, so that's it. That's a very easy and quick way to install Google Analytics on your website. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.